record another round here. This one is the Congressional F9 ready go. Looks like high winds, so that'll be interesting. I'm using the new ball today. This is the level 81 Nike. I'm going to switch to, I think I'm going to switch anyway from the level 90 RZN to either this ball or the 61 Nike, level 61. So I just found I was having too many issues with shots, backspin shots where I had to use a lot of backspin with the RZN, so just getting weird yardages and stuff. So I'm gonna try this one. The meter speed's slightly different, but it's not too bad. It's not a massive difference or anything. Nothing major. So this shot 129 and then 129 and then I would call this 15, so about 7 or 8 more, so should be around 137, 138. Make sure I play. Let me just check. There's definitely it's a little bit more there. Alright. So I said 138 or so, 137, 138. I think with if I hit this with full backspin with this club, it should be around 96 to 97%. So we'll go about there. Missed it a little bit with the wind, unfortunately, but it doesn't look like it's too far offline. A little bit short, 3 yards short. I mostly use full backspin there. I don't like to use full backspin into a headwind like that, but I mostly did it for experiment reasons, I guess. And I can handle 3 yards short. I just couldn't handle the 7 to 10 that I was getting with the other ball, so that's slightly encouraging that it was only 3 yards short. This putt, it's basically the first 3 dots are all that are really moving, and the first 2 are relatively uniform, but they get slower. The third one's just barely moving, so it's uphill as well. So I would go about here, I think. Yep, right there. So very fast greens. So I would add 2 to this. So I would say 10 plus 5 instead of 10 plus 3. So 50, or yeah, 10 plus 5 is 15. 15 on tournament greens would be about there. So I'm going to go about here. Yeah, so that putt wasn't overly complicated, really. This shot, this is a kind of a weird wind, so I'd call this 231. It's hard to really judge that wind. 231, and I'd probably call this, I think 15 or 14 for a headwind. So, I guess I'll go with 15, just because, yeah, we'll go with 15. So from this distance, 15 headwind, I said 231, so this should be about 244 or so. Add another 13 onto that. So 244. I'm gonna go right there. 244 should be like 96, and that, with this headwind, I'm gonna go a little bit more, so about there. And I missed the ding with the wind, and that's a major no-no. Had decent distance on it, I think, if I directionally was a little more in line. So this this bunker shot, I've actually messed around with this one quite a bit, and I mean, there's just not a whole lot you can really do, unfortunately. So yeah, I'm gonna try and land it, and I risk, yeah, I gotta land it like 6 and hope I don't stick in the fringe there or whatever. So definitely gonna flop it. If I go 100% power, this should be, and I mean, this isn't gonna be close. There's no way to get this close, I don't think, unless I hit it absolutely perfect in this fringe or rough here somehow, and then it just dribbles down. But yeah, I wouldn't expect to get. I'd expect to leave quite a long putt here. So I'm gonna go with this line here and flop, and I'm gonna go just over 90%. So right there. And that's about all you're going to be able to do from there. Is that. I've never successfully done much better than that. I maybe did like 5 yards or 4 yards a couple times, but I can actually go back and just see where that landed. So it landed right on the rough there. I don't dare to land it any shorter than that. You're risking getting stuck in the rough, and then you got a really difficult pitch or chip to get to save par. So I'd much rather have this putt than that pitch or chip, even though this one's not a not an easy one by any means. So this putt, it's all fairly uniform for the most part, except for the very end. It picks up some pace, and very early on it's a little faster, I think. So I'm not looking for anything special. I like to hold the line across the dots, and you can see now that if you let the grid just run through for a while, all the dots kind of meld together and get mixed up, and now it's really hard to make heads or tails of what's going on here. So I like to just reset it by switching back and forth, and now it's back resetted, and you can see clearer for a few seconds. So I think somewhere there should be getting close. Maybe just a little bit more, about there. So this would be 24, so 19 plus 5. And I divide by 1.2 to get to, so 20. And I would just double check to make sure I'm happy with that line, which I think I am right there. And 20 is right here at 40%. I missed the ding a little bit. Whoa, that didn't break nearly as much as I thought. It wasn't even close. So a bogey. I haven't bogeyed this hole in a long time, so I guess I was due. silly mistake. They missed the ding on that side. I mean, a bad miss. I mean, even a severe miss to the other side, I probably get par. But a slight miss to the right, and I get a bogey. It's you know, definitely small mistakes can have a big impact. So here, I would essentially call this very close to 180 yards. And use full backspin. There's a couple ways you can play this. You can run it up, which is typically what I normally do, but I want to hit full backspin with these balls and see what happens. So, and I'm going to go about right here for the wind. And 178, I don't want to land it right to the hole. So this should be like 184, 183. And then 178 should be about here. So I should go about here, I think, right there. See how close we get. Well, I landed it about where I wanted to, but this ball doesn't spin like the last one I've been using. So something I'm gonna have to get adjust to. But it went. It wasn't short, which I've been accustomed to for so long. But So this putt is just barely moving left to right from this view. It's just slightly downhill, so 16-footer. I got to go about there. So this one would be 14, so I would just hit it about 15 on tournament green, so 15 would be, I'd go about here, I guess. Kind of needed that one, given the first two holes are. Well, not the first hole, the second hole, I should say. The first hole was fine. So this one, probably want to land about there, 156, 157. And so about 164, 165. And we got this tailwind, so I think this should be just a full 7-iron with full backspin. I think should be just about spot on. So let's see. That was about right. So this putt's pretty straightforward. This one, I think I'm just going to try and miss the ding a little bit early. That tends to go through the tree with no problem. This shot, I would call this 97, and we got a 13-mile-an-hour crosswind. So 97 should be around 95, 95%, 94%. It's hard. This is a difficult yardage for this club. I don't really like this wedge either. So I'm going to go with 90 right in between both, or what I think is in between, so right there. Missed it slightly. And that was just a yard short or so. And another relatively straightforward putt. I thought I missed that at first. The meter speed with the putter is probably probably the hardest part, I would say, just because it's very critical that you ding on some putts. So I'd say that's the biggest difference with the meter speed. So this is a little dicey. Certainly I can get it to the green with no issue whatsoever, but getting it close is the is kind of the issue. So 239. Definitely want to miss late there. That would have been absolute disaster. That's about all I dared to do, was something like that, I think. Yeah, I mean, I guess I kind of pussed out, but let's see what we got here for a putt. So it starts off going a little bit left, right, and then back. And then back. Wow, this looks close to being straight. It might go. Might go. Let me check it out from this side just to. I'm a little worried that it might go slightly to the left, just slightly. I mean, not much at all. I mean, just barely. So I would call this 26 plus 2, so 28 minus 3, so that would be 25, and then divide by 1.2, so 20.8. So just about there should do it. I missed the ding a little bit to the outside, but it looks looks okay. So that was pretty decent to make up for that bogey. This hole I tend to struggle on for some reason with the spin location. We got a 17 crosswind, so I'm going to go about there, I think. And this is 176. What was the elevation at the hole? 20, so Looks like 183. 183. I think with the crosswind, it's going to be very close to. I'm going to go with. I missed the ding on the good side this time, but man, that's just way to the right. Well, I guess not way right, but I definitely didn't play enough wind. So this one, I find it's difficult to leave an easy putt here. You're either behind the hole or on the side of the hole. Difficult to get in front because obviously there's this slope right here. So this one is actually not bad. I was expecting much worse than this. I think that should be very close right there. Should be very close right there. Maybe, yeah, I'm going to settle on that, I think. Right there. So this one is 13, I would add 2, so call it 13, so I would hit it about 14, about there or so. Oh man, I missed the ding again, but it went in. That's the, I just got this new putter too that, I don't know if it's more forgiving or what it is, but it's the highest level Nike they have. I don't know if it's, I didn't really even check I don't remember. I know it has more precision or whatever, but I don't know about forgiveness, if it has more forgiveness, because it seems like I can miss the ding and more putts go in like that. So 52 yards. 52 yards. I would probably play this with this tailwind of 17, 16. Probably play this about 48, 49. So I'm going to go with 85% and just make sure I'm about 85% power. So and this is 48. I think that should be enough. Yep. Doesn't look like it's doing anything. Not that it matters a whole lot from this distance. So we kind of turned this round. Could have been a catastrophe, but turned it into a reasonable score somehow. So we got a pretty severe crosswind here. 19. Got the easy pin though. Easiest of the two. Sometimes it's in the middle, front middle, and that one is definitely harder. So hopefully we don't end up in the rough, but it looks like we might. Oh wow, that went. Oh, I didn't even look at the wind. It was we had a tailwind here. Didn't even notice that. I was just looking. I just assumed it was still a crosswind. Alright. So, definitely have to pay closer attention than that. It's still not too bad. I don't mind rough too much. So it's just a question of what yardage to play with this wind. This pitching wedge goes or airs. The landing yardage is around 91, 92 yards. So it's just a full, with a direct crosswind, I would just hit this with 100% power on this line. But given we got a tailwind, I have to take a little bit off. So I think I would call that about 16, 17. So I think I'm going to go about 98%, about here. Actually, I have to factor in it's 92, 93, so maybe 90, yeah, right there. Missed it a little bit. That should be okay. I think that putt is reasonable still. I know right of the hole it's pretty easy. I think this one's downhill, but pretty straight. So not really much happening. Maybe slightly left to right from this angle. So there, somehow we came out of that round doing half decent. So you really can't give up. I think this round kind of proves that. You have a bad hole, you really can't get discouraged and unregister or withdraw, whatever, because you just never know what can happen. So just check out the stats. Driving. So yeah, can't give up.